I am Joe Ferzoco with the Ferzoco Group here at the Jersey Shore.
Why did you get into real estate?
You know, everyone always says it's a funny story. Actually, I got into real estate sort of by accident. I had come to the shore back in 2006, 2007. I had property down here. I lived down in Ocean City, and I was getting out of the restaurant business. I was thinking of selling my business in Philadelphia, my restaurant in Philly. And I came down for a weekend to look at a few other restaurants with my brother Chris. At that point, was now my realtor. When I was buying property. And so he took me out to look at a few restaurants, and I remember talking to this one owner, and at one point in time, it was like, I was like, what am I getting ready to do here? When a restaurant is a lot of hours, a lot of days, and at that point, I had already been in the business 13 years, and I was like, why do I want to go back to the beginning? So it just, again, just so happened that night we were at his house down here, and he had asked me. He said, well, "Why don't you get into selling real estate?" At that point, I had a buyer for the restaurant and all that kind of stuff. So it was like, "Why don't you get into selling real estate?" So it's kind of thought about. And I was like, "Yeah, we could be a team and whatnot." And so one thing led to another. I started taking my real estate classes. I got into Mike Ferry, coaching with real estate, and January 2008, I was a real estate agent, and the Ferzoco Group was born.
What do you love about your job?
I love about my job is the idea of helping someone achieve a goal, whether it's buying or selling. I mean, there's so many situations where if you're a seller and maybe you're looking to downsize, older in life or however that may be, you're just looking to downsize, do something smaller than what you have. Maybe you're looking to get something bigger, your family's growing, you want to get something bigger, or you're just looking to potentially just cash out. You're looking to achieve a goal. And then you have a buyer that, we also work with buyers too. I work with plenty of buyers throughout my career. And getting those two together and just getting both of them to achieve a common goal, which is for obviously a buyer to purchase a home, and for the seller to get their property sold and to move on, get on to their next stage of their life. And that goes for both buyers and sellers. It's another part of their life. It's another chapter in their life that they're going to be starting. And that all happens with the purchase of a property down at the shore. It could be something that someone's just always dreamed about. If you were looking to always purchase as a shore, maybe you came down as a kid to one of the many beach towns that we cover here, Ocean City, all the way down to the Wildwoods and through Cape May. And you've always you said to yourself as a kid, I'm going to own here, in the Wildwoods. I'm going to own in Sea Isle. I'm going to own in Ocean City. And now you have an opportunity to do that. And as a seller, maybe it's like you're now in a position in life where you want to travel the world, and you've owned this beautiful property for all of these years, for maybe even decades, and now that house is going to go to work for you. You're going to sell that home, take that money, and you're going to you're going to go out and you're going to tour and just take vacations that you've always dreamt of. So really getting people onto the next stage, the next phases of their life is really something that's very gratifying.
You should talk about how much you love your dogs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You should. Give
Have your dogs
30,
have your dogs
40,
done anything funny or silly within the past month?
Ironically enough, I was talking about my pooches, Brewski and Summer. Summer is actually going to be she'll be 10 at the end of this month. Brewski is 5. Brewski is a 4th of July baby, and it's amazing how different yet similar that they are. Summer's my toughie. Summer's my toughie. Summer's 63 pounds. She's a low rider. We end up getting Brewski because she's very passive when it comes to other dogs. So she would be taken for a walk or anything like that. You'd have another dog that would kind of come into the picture, and she'd always kind of do that and do a little hiding, or she'd always sit down, kind of move her head back. She didn't really want to be Not that she didn't want to be bothered, but it was always sort of a little timid. So it was like, let's get a boy. We'll get another dog. We'll get a big dog, and he'll protect Summer. So here comes Brewski. Brewski is about 105 pounds. He has the bucket head the size of a sandbox, and he is the biggest baby that you could ever imagine. Summer barks. Brewski kind of looks around the corner, so you think it's him, but it's not him. He is much more lay on me, rub me. It's my world. You just happen to be in it. And then there's Summer, who wants to just fight you. She likes to butt heads with you, rub her aggressively, in her ears. The other day, I'm letting the brew man out. He goes out the back door, and he literally jumps off the deck. Now, this is a dog that also is very timid with going downstairs. When I tell you he's a big baby, he's a big baby. So he never seems to, when there's deer in the backyard, he clears the deck, takes off, gets all the way to the backyard, and then he finally realizes that the two deer are actually, he ran so fast that he ran by the deer. Turned around and noticed that they were behind him, and then he actually caught them both in the backyard. Needless to say, they did jump the fence, but sometimes the big man, he is he's a character, that guy.
Joe, how much do you love your dogs?
How much do I love my dogs? They are the most important thing in the world to me. They are, I tell them all the time, I unfortunately don't get to see them every single day, but they are every time I see them, I tell them they are the most important thing in the world to me. I think anybody that owns a dog realizes that the most unfortunate thing for all of us as dog owners is that they just don't live their lives are not long enough. And my wife would say that we should cherish every moment that we have with them, and that every day is a new day with them, because their lives just are not long enough. And that, do we spoil them? 100%, but they should be. They should be spoiled. They're only around we're very fortunate we had our first lab 17 years. I can only hope that these two will be around for that long. So.